Hi everyone, Lisa here. Thank you for joining me for day 3 of my 12 days of Christmas. As I told you, I have a family member who's having a procedure done today, and so I needed to be there. So we are on day 3, and we're going to be using the sophisticated sled. I did post this on my Facebook page so that you could see everything that I'm going to be doing, or at least the bundles that I'm going to be using. Thursday is Thanksgiving, so I will have another pre-recorded video for you. But then tomorrow, instead of my workshop Wednesday, my 12 days is going to take place, and I'm going to be using that new Hearts of Elegance, but I'm going to be doing a Christmas project. So be sure and join me. All right, let's get started. So today's project is a card, and I told you these are all quick and easy. This is fairly easy. There's just a lot of die cutting, but look, it has a pop-up in the inside. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So let me get my trimmer, and we'll start out with a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of Pull Party. And then we're going to score that at 4 1/4. Your basic card base. I'm just going to burnish that. And then now this piece of, well, I need to get my own instructions. The inside piece is going to be 8 1/8 by 5 1/4. So do I have 8 1/8 here? Let's see, 8 1/8. I do. 8 1/8 by 5 1/4. And since it's an odd dimension, we're gonna score this at 4 1/16. So it's that one slot right after the 4. I don't know, my chubby fingers. This one slot right there. This one here would be your 1/8. So this is a 16th. So we're gonna line it up right there, and we're gonna score. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go 2 inches. Where's my pencil? Trying not to make this complicated. So we're gonna go 2 inches from this score line over here. So let's line that up on the 2 inches. I can't see with the light. I'm gonna use my clear ruler. I bent that so we can see. So we're gonna go over 2 inches on both sides. So here's our score line, and 2 inches is here. And then we can go, score line, 2 inches, and here. And then now we're gonna go down on that score line 2 inches. So it's all 2, 2, 2. So pretty easy to remember. And we can go back to our trimmer. And so what I do is I line this one up. And how did I do this? I think we're in there. All right. Got to get this out of the way. And the track is right there. So we're going to start at the top and then come on down. And then the same on this side. Top. And then you can fill the track. That's what I'm going by. I fill it. And score again. I want to make sure that I'm scoring and not cutting. So now we're going to fold these score lines and our center. Okay, let me get that out of the way for a minute. And have an eraser. That's why I tell you my instructions to use a pencil to make your marks, so we can erase them. And this is going to go, I don't know if I folded it the correct, go fold and fold like that. So then you can burnish it. So then you can glue it right into your card base. So what I did is I glued one side first. When I do these videos now at night, I'm so sorry about the major shadow because of the lighting. Since I don't have my windows, this needs to be moved up a little bit. Oh, that's stuck right away. Why is it every time I tell you guys that stuff is easy, I make it look so complicated? All right, so then what I did is I just added glue to this side. And I got some glue on my hands. And folded this over. And we'll let that glue for a minute. Or glue. We'll let that sit for a minute. I'm going to get a baby wipe real quick. I always have them here in my craft room to wash that glue off, because otherwise everything's going to stick. Everything I try to do will stick to me. Okay, so that is our little pop-up now. Voila. Okay, so now I'm using the Country Woods Designer Series paper. Not Christmas paper at all, but I really like this antiquing look, the antique look. And you know, there's so many different designs that you can use and still have a pretty, it's like a country Christmas, right? Okay, we're gonna do a lot of die cutting. So first we're gonna put this piece on our front of our card. So it should be 5 1/4 by 4. That's 4, 5 1/4. And then I'm gonna cut a piece of this. We're gonna need it for our sled. So that's about 2 1/4. So let me cut this at 2 1/4. Maybe go a little bit more to be on the safe side. Okay. And we're actually not using this side. We're using the back side. So I did that since I had the trimmer out. So let's go ahead and glue this one. Look, you could even use that other side. I really like this Country Woods Designer Series paper. I think I'm going to be making a lot of Christmas cards with it. I don't live in the country, but I live out in the desert. Here we go again. Me and my crookedness. What is going on? And I'm going to have glue all over me again. Okay. So we're going to move that aside. Get my baby wipe. Get that glue off of me. So we're going to do a lot of die cutting, but this card is so cute. The little skates, how they come together, and the sled. So we have our cut and emboss. We're going to use this for the sled. We are going to use, I should have probably cut some of these pieces down. I have so much, I'm like all over because I should have cut some of these pieces down. I still can, but so then that way I could fit more on here. Okay, we're doing the old olive there. We're doing the sled here. Doesn't want to move because I have that magnetic plate on there. Okay, and then we're just going to do some skates here. So we only need a little piece there. I have a little tiny piece of silver for the blades. And believe it or not, those blades fit right on there. But I don't want this one to move, so. And then we need just a little piece of Pool Party for our laces. And the other ones, look, can we fit this one on here? This is Pecan Pie for the frame of the sled. I might be able to get it on here. Put this. Looks like they're all gonna get on there. Get all these scraps out of the way. And then we have to cut a couple more, but we're gonna stamp them first. Ugh. So, sled pieces. Get my sled pieces. My leaves, branches. I don't know, what would you guys call this? Uh-oh. It's sticking. I'm calling it leaves, I guess, because they are leaves. And our skates, and my skates moved. I'm gonna have to do it one more time. But the blades didn't, so let's get the blades. These are the laces. I have to do another set of skates because one of them went off the paper. And here's our frame with all these pieces. What would you guys do with these pieces? I've been trying to figure out what can I do with those pieces. I mean, they're a bunch of, actually, you know what I seen somebody do with this is they did a stained glass window. They used this and did it in a stained glass window. They just cut different pieces. Let's run the skates through. You know, how pretty would that be? You know what? I might, I got something cooking up in my head on that one. Okay, skates. Now, I'm going to move this aside for just a minute so we can stamp our other ones. So we're going to stamp these skates on the string. And there's a die for that. We're going to use the skates, but we need the string. So it doesn't matter how those stamp on the bottom. We really just need the string. And I'm going to stamp the bird because we need the bird. And I am going to stamp the wreath in garden green. So I'm stamping this one in garden green. Okay. So you guys following me? I know there's a lot of die cutting, some stamping, and we're going to assemble once we get all this done. So there's a die for this one. Now to get this lined up, I think it's right. Does that look about right? I think that's it right there. And our little tiny bird. I probably should have colored these before, but we're going to get through this. And then the skates on the string. And I know that all looks bad, but watch. We're going to cover it up. All right, so let's cut these three. And I believe we are done with our die cuts. Our little bird, our skates, our ring. Get all this stuff out of the way. You guys are probably like, where is she throwing all this stuff? I actually have a magnetic board that one of my friends made me, and so I put my dies on it when I'm doing a video. I have a couple of magnets on here that my friends have given me too. So that's where my dies go. That way I don't lose them, but of course sometimes I will. These are the skates. These are the blades. Blade. Another blade. And you know, you could just stamp the skates. So don't think that you have to assemble them. Here's our sled. These are gonna go here. This is going to go on here. And these are our laces, but I know I'm going to need my little pokey tool because there's so many holes in the laces for them to come out. But watch how clever Stampin' Up! Did with these laces. They, trying to get all the little holes out of them, or the little pieces. I'm probably going to have these things all over, kind of like when you use glitter. Okay, so get all that out of the way. So I'm going to get my adhesive sheet just because. So see these little cuts that they put inside the skates. So when you die cut, it automatically puts that little cut in it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put some glue right along there and try to go thin. And then these laces just slip right through those slits. Like so. So look at that. How clever is that? Stampin' Up! Is always thinking for us. All right, let me get this one. Stick this one inside. And then you know that your laces are right because they're in the slits. Okay, so now we're going to put our blades on. I think I got a little bit of glue in, so they're sticking to me. So we'll just put, and you know, if you don't want to do the glue, you could always use adhesive sheets on the back of your silver foil. Trying to go light. What I like to do is use my, take your pick tool and then stick it on. I think I have a wee bit too much glue on that one. But that's why I have my adhesive, or silicone mat. This is another one of the best things at Stampin' Up! Oops, this keeps moving. Created. All right, so now since we're working on the skate, got my baby wipe again. What we're gonna do with this piece, where's my scissors, is we're actually gonna cut like this off because we don't need those, but we want these so we know where to line up our other ones. So you could even cut off more, you could just keep the top, but I'm just gonna add glue here. And I will use my take your pick tool and just line it up like so. And this one's going to go down here. And then make sure that they're dry. But then they're on the string. And if this is showing like this one, just snip it. It's just about where you cut it. So now let's go ahead and glue our sled together. Can't remember if I go all the way up. I do. And then put some across here. Sometimes my glue comes out too much. Other times it doesn't come out at all. And then that's gonna go right like so. And then we are going to add a little dot of glue here. Did I put it there? I think I went just above it, right? Like so. There's actually a little piece in there. We'll just glue that on like so. And then we are going to use, we're going to put some big dimensionals and a mini dimensional. I want to use a mini here. And then we can use some bigger on the skates. Make sure they're hiding so you don't see them on the other side. And then now this is going to go right in the center of that. Ta-da! There is our sled. See? Just like this one. Okay, so let me move that out of the way. So now we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of this, and we'll put it on our card base. You might have to use some minis up top to try and hide behind the other stuff. And we'll put that right on the center of our card. So now let's color this in real quick, because that's our kind of wow factor piece and our little bird. So I stamped this in garden green. So we're going to color it in with Old Olive, because we use the Old Olive here. And that'll just save us somewhat some time. And I'm going to try and do this quick. And then we're going to do the berries in the real red. Trying to see these leaves. I hope the shadow doesn't bother you guys. I'm going to have to do some research and figure out how to get rid of these shadows. Because when I rewatch the videos, that's like the thing that draws to my attention. It's either that or my paper being crooked. And as much as I try not for my paper to be crooked, it seems like it is. Hopefully today it is a little bit straighter, or it is straight. Let's keep our fingers crossed it's straight. You guys will have to tell me. And we're almost done with the leaves. And you could color these in a little bit more fancy if you want to do some shadowing, or like add some dark in here. Let me show you what I mean. I can just kind of blend it in. Make the leaves a little bit different. I missed that one. And then you can always use your marker and just go over it a second time. And kind of add some depth to it. Depth, texture, layers. I wasn't going to do them all, and I did end up doing almost all of them. After I told you I was going to do it quickly. So with our real red blend, we're going to do the berries. And the berries, 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 berries. You could probably do these in cherry cobbler as well. Okay, got all the berries. So now let's do our bird real quick. I'm going to do him. I got glue on me, so everything's sticking to me. Kind of doing a little, I think on mine, where's mine? I kind of did the top of his head with the pumpkin pie, but this time I won't. I'll just do the beak. Now I'm going to use the light over. So like this would probably be easier to color before die cutting, because you'll have a little bit more room. Trying to just get a little bit of darkness in there, shadow. Oops. And just that teeny tiny beak orange or pumpkin pie. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you kind of want this to lay out to where you want your wreath to go. So if you want it, because we're only gluing one side and we're not gluing the whole you know, so when it folds, am I hitting the camera? I feel like I'm hitting the camera. I'm going to add some glue here and make sure that I stay within those lines. And then let's hold it for a minute and then I'll show you. So that when this folds, it's going to fold down so that, you know, it's going to be able to fold down just like so. And then we're going to add our little birdie. And you could put a couple of them if you want. Just add him there into our wreath and have him sit there for a minute. And we'll go ahead and stamp our sentiment. I hope your days are filled with fun and laughter. And we're going to stamp that right there. And see, our card is going to fold. And now we're going to do our sentiment. And I can't remember what size. Well, I think I just stamped it. Well, I'm going to stamp this. Here. Yay all the way. See my, you know what? I was using this earlier and I curved it. So it's still a little bit curved. Let me try and straighten it. Okay, we have two sides to the paper, but you know what? I'm going to trim this because it's bothering me that this is not straight, because we want this to be straight, this piece. And I believe this piece is going to be a 1/2 inch. So a 1/2 inch by 2. There, now my piece is straight. And then we might as well cut this since we need this. So this is going to be 2 1/4 of pool party. 2 1/4 by 3/4. And this one, it's not framing it. It's just kind of going to be behind it. Oops. Okay, so now let's try and stamp this again with a straight piece of paper. And I hope my sentiment is straight. Yay all the way. Okay, let's close this up. And we're going to glue this to this. And for some reason, I cut this too short. But you know what? It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. My dimensions must be wrong, because this one is actually supposed to hang off of this pool party instead of the pool party framing it. See how it hangs off a little? Yeah, I cut this way too short. 2 1/2. Where's my clear ruler? Yeah, 2 1/2. What did I cut this at? Oh, I cut it at 2. That's why. Ugh. But it's still fine. Still fine. Let's get our card. And then you could decide, do you like it framed? Do you like it hanging over? This was supposed to be a quick and easy project. What did you guys think? Yay all the way. I hope your days are filled with fun and laughter. And now, last but not least, I got to get those gems, which I thought I had them there. And we are going to add some gems to the card. I like these ones. We're going to go with a big one up here. These remind me of snowflakes. And then we're going to do a big one here and a smaller one here. All right, so that is our project for today. What do you guys think? Did Do you guys notice anything different other than this? I had pulled out the wrong color here. That's actually Coastal Cabana instead of the Pool Party. Which one do you like? So you have your choice. Do you like Coastal Cabana, Pool Party? Do you like this overlapping, or do you like it framed? Let me know in your guys' comments, and be sure and join me tomorrow for day 4. And day 4 is, oh, it's a cute project. It's cute. Let's say it has to do with the Grinch. All right, everyone. You guys have a good evening, and thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.